Depression is pleasure, repression is pain.
Can you go and write that down for me?
Yes, I will.
I'll put it in my other sticky note. That's so interesting. Welcome back to Here We Are. I wonder how to say it.
She's been practicing her English.
I have.
After 18 years of being in the States.
Yeah, I have. Actually, do you know how we went to bed last night with you and Khalid?
Yeah.
We were learning to say the three sound. And Khalid was telling me to get my tongue out and then say three. And to stop rolling my R's. It was so funny. Okay.
Good luck with that.
Right? That's sweet though. Because Mia has a little, like a speech something going on. And her teacher is teaching her and she comes home and she's like, Mommy.
Let me teach you how to speak. You don't speak properly.
Okay, today's episode, it was very interesting. So I thought I'm going to name the episode Art Therapy, but turns out it's not because art therapy, people usually understand
the actual practice of art therapy, which is associated with a licensed professional. They went to school to get a master's degree. They are licensed through the state board and they call themselves an art therapist. We are talking in more broader terms than the actual practice.
You use this cool term, which I just learned, somatic therapy, which is basically all kind of things with your body. Which is not just painting, can be sculpting. For me, it's gardening. For you, it's woodworking. For other people, it's dancing or singing.
Yeah, but also somatic therapy, just, for those who are very particular. Somatic therapy is also it's a professional, it's a profession. It's something that you get licensed for and you practice. But in general, the soma is the body. And we use the body for therapeutic expression, and it involves movements, but it has to do anything that the issues are in the tissues. We've mentioned that before. So, right, the body is a memory bank of all of the experiences, and a lot of trauma gets stored within our bodies, and the body has the need to express certain movements, or to make certain movements, or to express certain type of energy to release an experience that is locked within it, locked within the tissue. So somatic therapy is quite general, but it has to do with moving the body.
Moving the body.
Whether it's exercise, whether there are particular movements, somatic exercises. And in art, it's just the actual physical process of, I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to use my body, right, to dance or to cook. It doesn't matter. The body is involved. With cooking, with intention.
So cooking, it's art.
That's art. There's so many ways to be artistic, and there is a stigma of what art is and who is an artist. And we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about artistic expression. It means that I'm going to involve my imagination and my body to express something that was just an idea or an image into something physical. And then when we pair that with, I am doing this to express anxiety or to assist ADD, ADHD, OCD, or to unpack trauma, then it's artistic expression. It's a somatic therapy.
How does people find out what is their thing?
By trying.
By trying?
Things. Some people know. Some people just know they're drawn to. I love this. I love this motto: follow your highest excitement. Because follow your highest excitement will always take you exactly to what you're supposed to be doing. So let's say you're just browsing, or you already know, because since you were little, you probably were curious. Like, your artistic expression is gardening, and my husband's is landscaping, and he doesn't call it art, but it is art to me, because he goes and he arranges, and you have a certain way that you want your orchard to look, and the way that you organize your plants, and to me that is art. It is a form of art, because if you walk into her house, it's a museum of all the plants, and there'll never be enough, and she just has a green thumb. So it doesn't, you already know. And if you're curious, an art therapist may point you to certain practices, or just try testing things out.
That's interesting, because I'm sure a lot of people are uncomfortable of trying.
Yes, because there is a stigma around art. Who can do art and what art is, which, I'm sorry, kudos to all the, professional artists. There are no air quotes, professional artists, because there's absolutely great geniuses there. And there is people who were just born talented, but we cannot just reserve art for those who are given an extreme gift.
Yes.
Art is for everybody. And to express yourself artistically is for every human being. Like our best friend says, we are creatures and we are created to create. We're creatures created to create. To create is what brings us closest to God, right? To everything that you see around us, it was once created, everything was a thought, and someone who dared to put it into the physical reality is in a sort of artist, because, you know where I'm going with this? Am I rambling?
Yes. No. How does art take, because I have heard therapists on YouTube say, art therapists saying that doing any of like whatever makes you happy, what makes your soul happy, it brings what's inside you as a trauma, as a problem. Think from inside, outside. How? Because like technically you are bringing out traumatic experience, but you in the same time you're trying to create something beautiful. Or creating something beautiful, it's not always the end you need.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's not. That's, I think, the greatest misconception, and that's where. So I would say artistic expression, but people may not want to say artistic expression. They're trying to build a wall. The way that they're going to build that wall is going to show them exactly what's hidden inside of them. Whether they have procrastination issues, whether they have control issues, whether they have perfectionism, whether, whatever it is, right? Whether you start and you can't finish, or you don't even care and you just smack it out there. It shows you exactly what's within you. So any project that you take on, it will slowly begin to reveal exactly if you're dealing with impatience, if you're dealing with perfectionism, if you have an inability to finish things, to start and to finish, right? Is it OCD? Is it ADD, ADHD? Is it just anxiety and you're just, rushing through it and you can't even enjoy the process? And there's constant self-judgment and self-criticism.
Okay. How do you deal with this?
That.
Okay. How you do with this? So I have a little bit of control issues. So I often intend to do art with the kids. And because I'm so concentrated on the perfection that I ruin the experience from too much of control. Me trying to control them. How we gonna do the project? How I can get away? How I can move away from this? How I can work through this?
Well, it's a process.
Okay.
And this is why we like to talk about these two activities together in terms of therapy and this creative expression. Because when we bring mindfulness into it and we understand, okay, I understand that this is perfectionism. I understand this is a deep sense of control. What is perfectionism, and where did this deep sense of control started? Where did it started? What is it based on? We talked about it in our last episode. We have no choice than to go into our past. And perfectionism oftentimes it comes from our childhood when we grew up in an unstable environment, or we had caregivers with unpredictable or inconsistent behavior. And we thought as little children that if I just do everything right, maybe they won't get mad at me. Maybe they won't get upset. If I just do everything right, if I was the best possible girl ever, maybe, they want to spend more time with me. Maybe they'll show me more love. Maybe they'll show me more affection. Maybe they'll come back to me. If I was just right. Because when we're little children, we're little narcissists. We just don't understand that it's not all because of us. We think it's all because of us and that we can make it right. And so control is not feeling safe.
Okay.
Control is fear. And perfectionism and control oftentimes go hand in hand. So then when you see that happening, and I already know that many people who are aware of this, like you, are on a path, on a journey with therapy, to do inner child healing, to do some trauma processing, and to pretty much
how I can do a trauma processing with the art I'm doing, what I should, like when I catch it, let's say I'm making, so you give my daughter these beautiful clay things, and we actually have scheduled this week, we're going to be making earrings.
Oh, I love it. I wish I could come.
We can see, I can tell you when is it. So, how I can, because I'm sure it'll come out, how I can stop myself, what I should do, how should I address it to my own self? How should I just make myself do imperfective things, so I may eventually, it's like exposure therapy, I get comfortable with that, or what, or I should just try to model a formula? What should be the first step?
Well, I would say all of it at once. And with my clients, I suggest inner child healing, and you can do this on your own. And
what is inner child healing?
What is inner child healing?
Yes.
Is addressing the child aspect of us, or going back into reviewing our childhood at different stages in our lives, and what was occurring, and what was our child self missing, what kind of trauma she went through. In this case, is a she, and slowly begin to reconcile some of those events from the past. So inner child healing is a whole another episode.
Okay, yes. That sounds like a big...
It's big, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. So to do inner child healing, for some people it's quite daunting, because that means that they have to go into the past and kind of sort of begin to expose what happened and what was unprocessed.
Wow.
To kind of see it, to relive it, you know, and so that can go very deep based on everyone's, you know, personal trauma. But to honor your inner child,
the kid, so you're addressing the kid in the different ages.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of work we wrote.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Well, and generally when we do inner child healing, the timelines of where most trauma occurred, when there was most unprocessed emotion, or something truly got stuck, those are going to come up, so we don't have to go through all the ages. And it, as you start doing this work, it becomes quite evident. People begin to experience these memory flashes on their own of things that they have never thought for years. So it's a very natural process, but it is beautiful. So, you know, if I were you, and in inner child healing, I'm like, okay, let's take some photos. And if you have photos from specific time periods, and you know that photo is a constant reminder that my goal is to create a relationship with this time frame of my life, and to think back of myself and like, okay, what was happening around this time, and you know, how does this girl look like? You know, what does she need? Like, what was she going through? What was she feeling? What was she thinking? Like, what happened to her? And slowly begin. And I generally. Genuinely, like, if it's another person, another version of you, I slowly try to explain that, you know, your parents did the best they could, and your dad did the best he could, and now I understand why he was like that. Back then, you know, we didn't understand why he was like that. Now we understand. We don't, you know, that doesn't excuse him, but I know why he's carrying this trauma, because his mom and his grandma, you know, it comes from the female side. And that's what, and slowly begin to explain what happened, and to tell her, you know, it wasn't your fault. There was nothing you could have done. You just did the best you could, and let's sit with what happened and how you felt. And I want to tell you that, you know, no matter what you did, you couldn't have changed it back then. And slowly talk to her to let her know, you know, you're safe. So again, to circle back around on what I would do is, I would talk to myself as if I'm addressing, you know, that young version of myself, and let her know, you know, it's okay if you don't do things right. No one's going to get upset at you. We're having fun now. It's okay now to have fun. And, you know, it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's make it messy. Guess what? No one's going to get upset. No one is looking. It's just me and my daughter. And I want to make sure, and so you're saying this to your own child aspect. I want to make sure that she doesn't go through the same childhood that, you know, that we had, that I had, or that you had. So I'm teaching her how to be free. So let's practice for her on how to be a little bit more free.
I can
something
already,
like that.
Yeah, I already can tell that my perfectionism is rubbing off to my son, and I don't want that to happen to me too, because I can tell Colleen gets so mad if, you know, his game, whatever, it's not perfect. Oh, gosh forbid if he's painting and he makes a mistake.
Yeah, because he thinks someone's going to get upset at him.
But who? Nobody's upset. He gets upset.
Yes, because it's a child's brain is very literal and direct. Yeah. And if that happened in one experience, he didn't do something right. Let's say he was playing, he threw a ball in the house and he hit a picture
You
frame.
were there last night?
Was that? No, I wasn't there last night, but I'm just giving an example that
exactly
in another situation, like something happens and he didn't do it right or he messed up and someone got mad at him. And, the reaction should be, hey, calm, like we cannot play in the house, or, just address it in a way that it doesn't immediately follow a criticism or someone getting upset or an overreaction. So it transfers to everything he's going to do in life. Everything. So, but he's still young. You can balance this out. You can do it. So I say expression is pleasure. Repression is pain. Repression is control, right? Repression is perfectionism. To repress it is like, it has to be this way and this is the only way it has to be. And so it is pain because we are not freely flowing. We are not allowing ourselves to just let it be what it is. It's pain because we are judging ourselves, and it's also pain on a physical level, not necessarily pain, but sort of, because we tense up, like we're tense. And
the thing you just said is mind blowing. Can you repeat it for me?
Which one?
The expression.
Expression is pleasure. Repression is pain.
Can you go and write that down for me?
Yes, I will.
I'll put it in my other sticky note. That's so interesting.
Because to freely express yourself, it truly means to be open, wild, unencumbered, unapologetic. To be like, okay, to me, that's what true artists are. And that's why I admire surrealism, because surrealism is a drawn type of art that is completely nonsensical. It's absurd. But this is what the artist felt or saw, or maybe felt and saw. What images their imagination, but something that it doesn't exist. It's like a dream state, something that they saw out of a dream and they put it together, but it has deep meaning. And it's not in the physical realm. It binds both the imagination and, to me, that's pure, artistic expression, because now you're doing things that do not exist. They're not here. I'm not doing,
trees.
Or portraits. And yes, those people, I will not ever disregard any type of artistic expression, because there is so much talent in the world. And to be able to perfectly sculpt a human body, I'm not taking away from this. And we are talking about expression in the sense of, I am allowing whatever images and whatever energies needs to run through me in this moment, run through me. That also means that I'm going to work with different mediums. And somatic therapy and artistic expression sometimes means that, I'm going to take some paint, and I'm just going to go crazy on this wall. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to build something and then I'm going to destroy it.
Oh my God. You just said paint and wall, and I had a flashback. Do you remember me and Sean's old house and how I painted it?
Yes, yellow and red.
In purple.
Oh,
I had purple room, and years later, I see pictures of the color choices and what I did to this poor apartment, and I have no idea why I did it, but it's exactly what are you talking about? Because at least I know why I had a purple bedroom. I had a very bright purple bedroom as an adult married woman, but it was because I think that as a little girl, in some point, I wanted a purple room as a very, very little girl. And because it never happened.
She was a purple girl, not a pink girl.
It never happened. Can you imagine? And as an adult woman, when I got married, I had the freedom of expressing this. I just painted a whole room.
Yes.
Of woman.
I love it. So this is what the process of honoring your inner child is. So inner child therapy is one thing. Honoring your inner child in conjunction with inner child healing is another thing. That means I'm going to do what I needed to do when I was little, but I didn't get the chance to do. And I'm going to do it intentionally. To be like, hey, you know what? You want a purple room? You want to pay for purple. You know, you want some watch a new bookki? If you know watch a new bookki, I don't know what it is in English.
I don't know.
It's these shiny shoes, princess shoes that we got when we were little.
Yeah.
And you know, your parents couldn't buy you shiny shoes, so you go buy yourself some shiny shoes.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious with the walls. Yeah, I just yellow hallway. Who on earth? Nobody stopped me. I don't understand why my husband didn't stop me.
Well, because he's loving and accepting.
I painted the freaking house as a taco place. Yellow and red. And he knew the whole time, because now years later we talked about it, and he knew what I'm doing, and he was thinking, oh my God, why is she painting the house to look like a taco shop? But he just never said anything, just let me have this taco shop place. Yes. So paint your house crazy. Later you understand how that helped you.
Yeah. So if we bring mindfulness into the process, then we begin to understand and we begin to see, to observe some emerging patterns of perfectionism or impatience or a constant judgment. And the goal is to constantly allow yourself, and this is the key word, to allow myself, I'm just going to do this not for the end result, not because it has to be this. In my mind, I see this, but I cannot get it on paper, or I cannot get it, you know, in physical reality. Well, it has to do with constantly refining your skill, if this is what you really want to get good at, or it simply is, I'm going to do this because it makes me feel good. I'm not going to do it to make it look perfect. I don't need to make a masterpiece. I'm not going to sell this for thousands of dollars. The point is not the end result. So this is the point of therapy, that it doesn't matter what you're making. It's what matters is the process of making it. But while I'm in it, I'm going to learn to reach a flow state. And the flow state is a brainwave activity between alpha and theta, when we are completely in the zone, and there is a release of, there's a cocktail of neurochemicals released in the brain, epinephrine, or rather norepinephrine, some endorphins, and you are so deeply engulfed in what you are doing. And it refines itself over time, because it's a combination of skill and being able to be present. We experience a little bit of transient hypofrontality, which is temporary minimized activity in the prefrontal cortex. So our critical thinking, that self-criticism, the inner judge, is quieted down a little bit. So you're just allowing yourself to be in the moment doing what you're doing, because it just gives you pleasure to do it. So that's the goal. You know, I'm going to paint, I'm going to make earrings with my daughter because I appreciate and enjoy this time together, not to make perfect earrings. And guess what? I'm intentionally going to make some that are not perfect. They're going to be completely symmetrical. I'm not going to like them, but I'm going to make them, and we're going to have fun with them. And we're going to make fun of how awful they look.
Okay, I'll try. I'll send you pictures. I'll try. I can do the exactly the experience you just mentioned. I have seen happening to me when I replant and plant my plants in different pots, because I have to think about pots and the whole which plant has a specific pot and they have to match, and the whole thing. How I get into this process, exactly what you say. My brain is completely off, and yet some other part is on, which is doing the movements and it has an idea behind it, but the rest of the brain is off. And it's very interesting. I experienced that with padding, repotting, and when I feed or taking care of the dirt around my trees, I experience that. I can just be completely quiet and just go up and down in the hill 3,000 times. Yeah. And then 3 hours later or 5 hours later, I feel how tired I am and how sunburned I am. But that I didn't feel anything else. I didn't think of anything else. But I'll work to reach that kind of peace when I'm doing something with the.
And I would say do it with inner child healing. And that's not for everybody, because not everybody needs to go and do inner child healing and match therapy and art together. Just do it for the pure joy of it, because you like putting your hands in dirt, because you like building something that It's, it's something that, take pride in ownership, even if it's just that. But if I were you, I would write a letter to my child self and just explain some things to her and let her know, we're going to practice not being perfect and not doing things right and just letting go of some of that control, and it doesn't serve us anymore. Let her know I have kids now. I want to make sure that what happened to you doesn't happen to them. I don't want to pass anything on to them. Let her know you are safe. I'm not going to judge you. No one's going to judge you anymore. No one's going to hurt you anymore. Just, you would know. I'm just giving examples here. But you would know. And so writing a letter to your inner child in regards to, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I want us to learn to do this and have fun. So here is somatic therapy. Soma, we're using the body. It's therapy because I am going back and I am putting two things together. And why is it so good? It's good for anxiety. It's good for ADD. It's good for OCD because it releases some of the tension from the physical body. Anxiety is just, imagine an engine on neutral, your car on neutral, just revving, rah, rah, rah. There's no energy coming out. Like there's no movement. So once we invite movement, that's why physical exercise is so good for us as well. And just, in general, even if you're writing something, even if you're doing very intricate work and painting something or like building watches, like fine intricate jewelry, your body is involved and your mind is involved. And so I totally lost my train of thought. Ask me the next question.
Okay. I have a very, so I have seen on TV and even with my kids, when you take a kid to the therapist make them draw while they answer questions. Why is that? Why do they need to draw?
Well, I would say that I'm not a licensed art therapist, nor am I a child therapist. When I do it, when I'm doing child hypnosis, so my reasoning, because a licensed art therapist will probably give you way more reasons than I can, or ChatGPT, Google it. I do it because I want them to come up with an image that later on we're going to use in hypnosis, and that image is just going to stick with them so they can continue to work with it. Because hypnosis really works when we have metaphors and when we have visuals, and the child's mind is great for hypnosis because it lives so much in that imaginary world. And if we can make it right in that imaginary world, most likely we can make it right in this physical reality, because that's how the subconscious mind works. So I want them to build their own idea of what we're going to do, and I also want to see what is coming, because the image that is coming, the colors that they've used, the way that they're used.
My question would be, like, did the colors matter?
I would say that the colors matter. Just the general mood of what they're painting matters, because it will tell you kind of where they are emotionally, mentally, and you can start working with that.
Wow.
It just gives you so many cues. And
is dark colors always bad?
I wouldn't say dark colors are always bad. It really depends on what it is. It's just more the general mood of the painting than colors. Yes, colors matter, absolutely. But exactly what is being portrayed matters more than the colors that they use.
Do you think people, when they want to really check with themselves, should paint themselves to see how they will express it, because it will tell them a lot about themselves?
So I do work with people who actually have their own art studio, and they're painters. They're good at it. It's very interesting because there's so much resistance to actually use that as a therapeutic outlet, but I do continue to encourage them, because if we're talking about pain, if we're talking about let's say grief or loss, and we know because just like in EFT, and we've done this in hypnosis with you, they're like, okay, well, when you think of this thing, we know where is it in your body, and if you can connect with it, even if it's a memory, like, and it's happened to me one time. I was like, it's in my shoulder. Yeah. Like when I think of this, like I feel it in my shoulder. And well, how does it look like? If you can attach an image to it, sometimes it's a symbol, sometimes it's a box, it's a key, or it's just a red mass or a black mass. Well, how big is it? What is the color? What is the shape? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it heavy? Is it light? And so when I started asking them these questions, they build a picture, and they can even connect with the sensation and just the whole thought form of it even more. And then say, well, let's paint it. And then once you paint it, okay, well, to transform this, what do you think you need? And there's, the possibilities are endless in what things people come up with. Like, well, I need a fire extinguisher, or I need to watercolor another color to shift this. Or, they will put kids would put little flowers in it and little stars, and they turn it into something beautiful. And as they're doing this, they can start explaining, well, why is it transforming, and how is it transforming, and what is it going to turn into, and why is this making it better? And somehow this is making it better. And if people are curious into this, there are case studies, especially with hypnosis, and people drawing, or children would come up with their entire fairy tales of battles that are occurring within them. Transforming autoimmune disease, and how the white blood cells are the white warriors, and let's say the cancer cells, or the dogs that have turned wild, or they gone rabies. And so these are actual case studies that you can look up online, and what the results are, just these miraculous remissions.
Yeah, I have. So when I was researching for this episode, I saw that there is a lot of people on the internet pushing to get art therapy into hospitals, at least with kids, because I don't know why would that be a problem, because it makes so much sense. But apparently there is. It's harder because it's find money. Yeah, money.
You need some crayons and some paper.
Yeah, but you need somebody to go and do it with the kids and understand what's happening. And you need specialists.
Yeah,
you need specialists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And somebody needs to pay these specialists. But I think it's maybe one of the best ideas. I was operated when I was 13, and I spent a very long time in the hospital. I think it was 6 months, and I wish there was somebody who was smart enough to give me some paper and something to draw.
Yeah. Well, back then they didn't understand it. They didn't give it enough importance. It was just not. People were very black and white.
Yes, but I wish, because now I actually think that a lot of the things which I don't know if there were memories or dreams, I could have paint, and I could have more understanding of what happened through going through such a big health issue. Yeah, maybe one day, maybe we gonna somebody who matters gonna hear us and get some more art into the right places.
I'm sure that's already occurring. Maybe not enough. But
so, what's your art? How do you treat yourself?
Well,
what's your favorite or top 3? Because you're a very artistic person, so I know there is more than one.
Thank you. I'm glad that you see me as one, because I'm not an artist in any way.
Oh my God.
I am a master of none. I have great curiosity, and I like to dabble in many different things.
Yeah, how many projects you have now?
Many. I have many projects going, and that's just a sign of ADD or ADHD. I don't know exactly which one. And it shows me my own patterns to start many different projects, and because I'm also perfectionism. I generally would start, let's say, when I started with pottery, my idea was to make something big and exquisite right away. And so through this process of just my own practices and the things that I do at home and studios I go to and the things that I'm drawn to, I am going through this process of self-discovery and slowly reconciling things within my past and just helping myself to function better altogether. So I like to work with fabrics. I like weaving, crochet, macrame, wall tapestry.
What
Wall tapestry.
Which one?
The one that your grandma used to have on the wall, and it's with yarn.
Oh my God! Yes, yeah. I haven't seen that in your house. I have seen
because it started and not finished.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things. It's some of my little.
I'll go see it this week.
And then I love pottery. Obviously, like working with
I have a bunch of your
mud
stuff
and clay. I absolutely love pottery because there's just so much potential there. There's just so much you can
so
do.
hard.
And
What are you talking about? We went together.
all of these can be considered hard, but once you give yourself, some time, so it teaches you persistence, it teaches you patience, it teaches you dedication. And so it develops this, okay, I'm going to really take my time. I'm not going to rush it. Because, to complete something, a shape like this, you have to have this consistent form all the way up, because many times people rush and fall. So.
And the soft touch. Oh my gosh. It was so hard for me. It's like the thing is spinning and I'll touch it here and it's gonna fly on the other half. Mm-hmm. You remember?
Yeah.
Whose birthday was it? I don't remember. Like mine or yours?
I don't know. We did it for someone's birthday.
Yeah, with your sister, with Annie. Oh my goodness! I remember that my cup and I think your sister's cup was so in a bad shape that the gentleman who was teaching us felt bad for us and told us, "Oh, you girls can pick something for mine over there." I actually have a cup, but one of his, because mine and Annie's didn't really look like anything.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's a part of it. I'm going to make something, I'm not going to like it, and you know what? That's okay. I'm going to put all this time and effort into making something. It's not going to come out right, and it's okay. I'm either going to keep it, or you know what? I'm going to discard it. But the goal is that I will allow myself to be okay with it. And did I have fun doing it? If I didn't have fun doing it, then let's go back and make some adjustments.
Okay.
Because why would you do something on your free time? You're not getting paid.
Yeah.
You could be doing something else.
You're paying.
Huh?
Even you're paying. You forget.
Oh yeah, if you're doing pottery, you're paying, yes. But in any other case, if you're not enjoying yourself, why are you doing it? Is there something like someone in the past told you always have to be doing something? You have to do this. It has to be this way.
Yeah.
So we go back and we're like, okay, what happened back then? Whose voice was that?
Oh, I can tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell you I don't know how to sit and relax.
Well, maybe because let's say woodworking is one of those that it requires skill, and also you're working with power tools that can be dangerous. Mm-hmm. And it does require patience on a lot of them, because there's multiple steps to the things that I like to do. And also I'm constantly have to learn something new. So I'm constantly finding myself, okay, I want to make this, but to make this, you have to learn how to do this, this, and this. And you also have to invest in some equipment.
Yes.
But with time, you can create beautiful
things. What are you doing? I saw the tables, which are gorgeous. I hope you have videos of that so we can put it in.
Yeah, those tables, I made some like 70s modern.
I love them.
Nesting tables. Yeah. And those tables I've been making for 5 years because of perfectionism.
No, really? I didn't know it's been that long.
And also because I've never made something like that. But it's mostly because, they needed to be this way. So I actually started, and maybe people don't want to hear about this, but I started microdosing on mushrooms. Mm-hmm. A very small dose over an extended period of time, a protocol. Mm-hmm. And that truly helped me, not just with building these tables, but just that period of my life to help and organize my brain, mm-hmm. and to let go of some of that constant anxiety and just OCD weirdness, mm-hmm. here and there. And then I was able to complete these tables because they didn't have to be perfect. I had a vision, had all the parts. I actually bought two sets of table legs because I had forgotten that 3 years ago I had bought the legs. But I made them. No, they're not perfect. They included many different techniques
I had. They are perfect. I saw them.
They are not. An actual woodworker will tell you, that's a nice beginner amateur project, but it doesn't matter. I have them in my hypnotherapy office, and they're beautiful, and I'm proud that I was able to complete them. And so besides that, I'm making boards for my birthday. Did I tell you what I want for my birthday?
No.
A wood lathe.
What
I told you I wanted a wood lathe.
Wood lathe.
A wood lathe is where you make those.
I think you're my friend with the weirdest birthday gifts I ever.
Follow your highest excitement. If you want to get into woodworking, friends, get your friends to buy you some power tools.
Power tools, exactly. She's like, oh, what you getting? You're not getting for Eva's birthday. I'm like, power tools. He just looked at me like I was joking. I don't know if he understands that I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
I can't wait. What kind of tool did you? Because you have some. I saw.
Yeah, I've been buying some tools, but at the same time, my husband asked me not to turn the garage into a woodworking shop, so I'm very amateur. But it doesn't matter. The point is that I have some wood, I have some tools, and in my free time, whenever I have time, I'm like, okay, I'm going to designate this day or these hours to do this, and I'm going to make sure that everything is aligned, so nothing is pulling me out of this experience.
Okay.
So
give yourself a window.
Yes. I'm like, I'm going to do this now. And then I may not have it all. I may not understand exactly how to do it, but I'm still going to designate this time to do it all because A, it brings me joy. And if it brings you joy and you're excited about it, you should do it. And B, I'm going to do it with intention. That I'm not going to rush to it. And I'm not going to try to do it perfectly. I'm not going to get distracted all the time. I'm not going to start another project and not finish it.
Right? Do you have your phone with you when you're doing that?
Sometimes I do because I go on YouTube University. Thank you, YouTube.
Okay. Okay, because I was thinking like, do you like put your phone away? I find out that I enjoy gardening more if I can forget my phone down in the house when I go up on the hill. It works better for me than actually having the phone with me, because when I have the phone with me, I have notifications, things which bring me down and interrupt my process, or even worse, I end up listening to some crazy podcasts which I shouldn't have been listening.
Distractions.
Yes, and like that's why I'm asking you if you find that.
Generally, I don't. Plus, my phone is always on mute. Turn those damn notifications off, friends. They're constantly like spinning your brain and not in a good way. So my phone is down. I rarely even listen to music when I do that. For some people, music is good. I don't. But if I have to look something up, I will look something up. But generally, I don't use my phone. So you're doing it right. You don't need your phone.
Because I noticed that that's why I'm mentioning for people. For people, it's like, okay, if you notice that like somatic therapy, like art therapy, whatever you're doing for yourself, it's not working, it's maybe because you're holding your phone while you're trying to do whatever. Whatever benefits you're trying to get from whatever you're doing, it's not happening if your full attention it's not into whatever you're doing.
And the goal is eventually over time, and it may happen naturally or it may be something that we're striving to, is that flow state where I'm completely in the moment. And nothing is drawing my attention elsewhere. I can be here and truly be content with what I'm doing without thinking what's coming next or what it has to be. I'm just doing it.
Okay. What's the takeout of our conversation? Even that after this, we're gonna switch and we're gonna show you some videos. So it's gonna be a lot of fun and you're gonna learn some more other stuff. You're gonna see us doing some work.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Having fun. We're not even doing work. We're going to have fun.
We're going to have fun, yes.
It's going to be totally amateur. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be great, but we're going to have fun, and that's what it is.
Yes. And it's going to be ongoing project. Exactly like my garden is never finishes. The project which I'm never done with it.
And isn't that beautiful? It's the gift that keeps. Yeah.
I don't know if it's beautiful. Right now it's giving me anxiety because I cannot catch up with it. But yeah, what's the takeout?
Inspiration. In general, if we can motivate and inspire people to just, pick something up and do it for the pure joy of it. And then if you'd like to bring mindfulness into it and turn it into a little bit more of like a self-guided therapy process, or you want to work with a licensed art therapist, or it doesn't matter what kind of therapist, just let them know that, this is what I'm doing and I heard that it helps, and how can we, bridge the two things together. So pick up something that you enjoy and just start doing. Especially, even if it's doodling, just use your hands, use your body in a way that is pleasant, that it doesn't break the bank. And the more you actually tune into that creative expression and imagination, the more it grows. So it doesn't matter if it's, we said cooking. It doesn't matter if it's cooking. I don't care if you cook. I don't care if you dance.
Your sister bakes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those breads which we overeat every time when we visit her.
Yeah, there's many ways of doing it. You don't have to follow any certain fuck structure. Pardon my language. Can we say that word in a podcast?
We can say.
You can bring it out and just go and feel. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to be in the flow. Allow yourself to just surrender to what you're doing and let it be what it wants to be. And in that process, find yourself.
You know what my takeout is? Schedule it, whatever it is. Like after you find out what does it get you excited,
You go do it.
yeah, no, schedule it. Like everybody's like, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. No, get your whatever day of the weekend, like walk it and schedule it. Because like just thinking of it, which is often for me, like thinking of it, like, oh.
Yeah, thinking is not art necessarily.
No, thinking of what you're going to do if you have that day off. No, make your day off. You're on the end of the day, you're driving that ship.
Yeah, let's make some plans.
Yeah.
I want to make clay earrings.
Yeah, you do? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, thank you. And tune for the next thing to see what Eva has been doing for the last 4 years.
But I'd be amazed.
Thank you.
Arts and crafts help regulate the nervous system by shifting the body out of stress mode and into a calmer, more focused state. Repetitive hand movements, tactile materials, and sustained attention can lower mental overload and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part that is responsible for rest, recovery, and relaxation. Creative activities also improve focus and reduce rumination. They support emotional processing without words. They create grounding through touch and sensory awareness. They encourage flow states that quiet anxiety and build a sense of safety, control, and accomplishment. And we speak about brainwave shifting in activity that supports calm focus and this flow state. We keep coming back to it. The deeply absorbed feeling where time fades and attention becomes effortless. When making art or doing repetitive crafts, the brain often moves away from high alert brainwaves. They are linked to stress and multitasking and overthinking, and toward alpha waves associated with relaxation, creativity, and calm focus, or theta waves linked to meditation, intuition, imagination, and deep absorption. This shift helps quiet mental chatter and regulate the nervous system. The flow state happens when attention becomes fully engaged in a meaningful activity with just enough challenge to hold focus without causing overwhelm. During flow, self-consciousness decreases, the nervous system becomes more regulated, dopamine and other feel-good neurochemicals may increase, and the brain temporarily reduces activity in areas linked to inner criticism and rumination. Hands-on art forms like painting, weaving, pottery, carving, or wrapping stones are especially effective because they combine rhythmic movement, sensory input, creativity, and sustained attention. The result can feel really similar to meditation. You feel grounded, immersive, it's really calming, and mentally restorative. Lately, I've been quite into tsutsumu, the Japanese art of wrapping objects with cloth, reed, or natural fiber. And it's really more than a craft. It's a slow, repetitive process that calms the nervous system, encourages mindfulness, and creates a sense of care and containment. Working with stones and natural materials invites grounding, quiet focus, and acceptance of imperfection, a gentle reminder to slow down and to hold things with intention. So I really walk around and I look to see and find the most beautiful rocks and pick materials that feel good to the touch and really put intention while wrapping every stone. Art can be a powerful antidote to perfectionism and self-judgment too, because it creates a space to practice expression without needing to perform, quote unquote, or get things right. Creative processes shift attention away from constant evaluation and towards curiosity, play, sensation, and presence. So, all the hands-on crafts and arts can interrupt cycles of overthinking and criticism. They build tolerance for mistakes and imperfection, reduce fear of failure through experimentation, and strengthen self-trust through intuitive decision-making. And most of all, fun, the sense of fun and sense of freedom. Practices that are rooted in texture and repetition and slow making gently teach that beauty can exist in asymmetry, irregularity, and unfinished forms. Instead of aiming for control, the focus becomes relationship with the material, the body, and the present moment. This is closely connected to the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection, transience, and the handmade. So find something that inspires you. Find something that excites you. Something that you may be passionate about. And I really do not care if it is cooking, right? Baking, gardening, landscaping, dancing, singing, writing, painting. There are so many different ways in one can express artistically. Go and have fun.